Finally, we get to my list of the top 30 albums of 2018. Get on with it. Here's 30 to 21. We're finally here at the list that literally some people have been looking forward to. In at number 30, I'm putting Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats with Wasteland. An album that I reconsidered, gave a higher score to. Another one with a really good concept. This dystopian future of surveillance and being watched and being behind the wall and being locked in a city. And all that lies beyond is the wasteland. Are we any better off for being awoke? Probably not. Either way, number 30. 29. Machine Head, Catharsis. This is one of the first big videos for my channel, and a very controversial album, one that I still defend now. Nowhere near as bad as people make it out to be. There's a lot of really good stuff on here. I've always applauded Rob Flynn in particular for doing what the hell he does and sticking to his muse. A lot of people kind of try to put the sellout tag on him, and I don't understand that at all. I think it's a very brave move, this album. Anyone who stands up for their beliefs, I applaud, because it's a very difficult thing to do in this day and age. Any age, I suppose. A lot of people will be probably surprised to hear it's in the list. A lot of people will be surprised to hear that it wasn't higher on the list. But number 29, Machine Head, Catharsis. Number 28, we've got Arctic Monkeys with Tranquility Base, Hotel and Casino. This was another one that seemed to polarise opinion. But I enjoyed this album very, very much. Took me a little while to get into it. It's quite a slow burner. But once I started understanding the concept behind it, I just really, really got into this album. Not only did I really get into the album, I really got into doing the review. There's something to be... I really enjoy albums that have a concept that get me researching and really looking into it. I love doing reviews for this. Very good album, number 28. 27, The Prodigy with No Tourists. Again, I put this in my reconsidered albums list. The more I've listened to this album, the more I've enjoyed it. I originally gave it a 7 out of 10. But yeah, it's just, it's grown on me loads. It's just such a vibey album, and I reckon it'd be great in a live situation. Sounds like a good mix of old school Prodigy with everything that they've done since as well. Perfect blend of everything. Really enjoyed the album. At 26, Alice in Chains with Rainier Fog. This was the first Alice in Chains album I've actually bothered listening to since the sad passing of Lane Staley. Nothing against William Duval, great singer. Jerry does a hell of a lot of the singing now as well, but I was really pleasantly surprised to hear how much great stuff there was on this album, and how it's still unmistakably Alice in Chains. I love the vocal harmonising that they do. The riffs are still there, and just a solid album, and one that's firmly got me back into the band, and I will be definitely paying attention to whatever they do from now on. Great album. Number 25, Yob with Our Raw Heart. Really heavy album, this one. Sludge infused riffage, very doom laden, glorious album. Mike Shite, is it? I think the front man. I believe he had a pretty much a life-threatening disease. I think it was something to do with his stomach, if I remember rightly, which obviously he recovered from. But it inspired this album very much, and it's a glorious yet heavy, dark album, but kind of has a real beauty to it as well. Great album. Number 24, we've got Watain with Trident Wolf Eclipse. Came out right at the very beginning of the year, and I enjoyed this one very, very much. Really great black metal album. highly recommended, number 24. Number 23, Idols with Joy as an Act of Resistance. This is one of those ones that I nearly missed. Luckily, a subscriber asked me if I was going to do a review on it, so I checked out the album, and so glad that I did. Very, very enjoyable. I can't remember where the band are from, but real punk and hardcore infused indie type music, and real energy to it, real vibe to it. Very good album, highly recommended. Number 23, Idols, Joy is an Act of Resistance. Number 22, Clutch, Book of Bad Decisions. It's always a joy to hear a new Clutch album. Oh God, I chose the wrong way to go. Again, another one of those bands like Therapy, who I mentioned in the last video, who don't do bad albums, and they should be way, way more popular than they are. But they always just do their own thing, and you know it's a Clutch album, and you know you're going to be in for a good time. This has got that classic blues-inspired riffage, with also the blues-inspired lyrical component to it as well. Kind of very story-based lyrics, and one that's highly recommended. Not only that, but Clutch also shared my review on their Facebook page and subscribed to my YouTube channel. So, how good is that? Finally, at 21, Ihsahn with Amir. Some people might be a bit surprised to hear this one wasn't a little bit higher on the list, but it isn't. Ihsahn, another one who I've always respected for the fact that he does what he does, doesn't really bow down to what everybody else is doing, just does his own thing. A leader, not a follower, which is what an artist should be. Very good album, number 21, and that is it for today's video. So tomorrow I will be back with albums 20 down to 11 as we continue my top 30 albums of 2018. How scintillating to hear another man's view on what he thinks is what.